Let's get started with our presentation. Morali, if you're ready, I'll turn the webcast over to you, and you can begin.
Thank you, Saranda, for the introduction. I will take it from here. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. I am Murli Rao, and I work as a Principal Support Engineer for Siebel established products. I work primarily in the space of order management and product configurator area. I would like to thank you all for joining the webcast on Siebel CRM, Customer Order Management, Bulk Request Functional Overview. As part of the Bulk Request Functional Overview, I will touch upon some business pain points and benefits of bulk request. I will look at what bulk request is, how does it work. Then we will look at some of the enhancements that bulk request has gone over a period of time since it was first introduced. Next, we will look at some of the test cases to add and modify services. We will also look at how to add promotion using bulk request. Then we will have a look at the product availability, some additional resource information, and in the end, we will open the floor for question and answers. Let us look at some of the pain areas for communication service providers. Operating cost can consume anywhere from 55 to 65% of carrier's revenue. So improving operational efficiency is a key to reduce cost. Order entry can be time consuming if sales rep has to identify individual assets and make bulk or mass changes. For example, it can take about 2 hours for making identical changes to 200 assets. With manual entry, there are chances of higher fallout rates. If operator is offering new services, time to market gets impacted while launching new services. These are some of the pain areas which call for some solution where mass or bulk updates can be performed, and Siebel bulk request helps address these. So what is bulk request? Let us look at a couple of bulk request order scenarios. The first scenario is for a business-to-business transaction involving sale of bulk quantities of services. The company purchases 200 wireless services with pre-assigned number from the account manager. Request for voicemail to be added to 50 users. Request for 50 users to be upgraded from one plan to another. Now, let us look at a business-to-consumer example, which involves transaction to bulk request changes across multiple customers. As a result of a promotion, add HPO to all customers with basic cable service in a zip code area. Let us have a look at the solution assessment of the above scenarios. Siebel bulk request is intended to address the typical business-to-business bulk transaction requirements. For B2B order capture solution, let us look at the assessment of the fundamental process with bulk orders. For new bulk orders, without Siebel bulk orders, the solution would be partial. This can be done with some business service to an extent, while bulk orders provides a complete solution. Modify group of assets cannot be done without Siebel bulk orders. Bulk orders provides a complete solution. Suspend and resume is partially done without bulk orders, while bulk orders provides a complete solution. Disconnect of group of assets is also partial when we do not use bulk orders, while bulk orders provide a complete solution. And of course, upgrade group assets cannot be done without bulk orders. If you look at the slide, it says for B2B transaction, the solution is partial. However, with bulk request assessment, the solution can be achieved. We will look at the solution in coming slides. So how does it work? Let us now look into the details of bulk order functionalities. Siebel bulk order module provides the capability to generate a large number of orders resulting from bulk purchases or marketing promotion. The functionality that are supported by bulk orders are creation of new, modify, disconnect, upgrade, suspend or resume orders for a group of users or services. Once the bulk request is submitted, the order creation process is asynchronous. Users need not wait for the process to complete. They can check the status later while they work on other activities. Bulk order data can be entered in an Excel file, which can be converted into an XML template. This XML template can be used as input for the bulk request. Ensure accuracy through account, service profile, and product validation. It provides exception management and resubmission process. It also integrates with universal inbox for sending any notifications. Bulk order leverages the asset-based ordering architecture. However, they are extension to different layers to support the capturing and processing of bulk orders. There are changes done at different layers. New screen to capture the bulk request has been introduced for user interface. There are new workflow processes that have been introduced to process the bulk request submission and creation of order. Changes to ABO transaction infrastructure has also happened. There are changes to the integration object which are used by bulk request. New business objects have been introduced as well as there are changes to the data model. As mentioned earlier, bulk request provides the capability to specify input data via external application like MX, Excel to provide inputs to bulk request. Here is a process diagram to understand how the bulk request is processed. There are three major processes: acquire the details, specify bulk request, and submit the bulk request. Let us look to the process in details. There are two major actors apart from the application. One is a customer administrator and the other an order management specialist who is trained to use customer order management products. The CA contacts the OMS with bulk requirements and populates an Excel with details. The order management specialist manipulates the data from the XML document to fill the bulk request templates. Order management specialist first creates the bulk request header, attach the template file to import customer data. The application validates and creates new action set for each worksheet. It populates specified actions and users for each action set. The OMS reviews for the error, fixes it, and submits the bulk request. The application now creates the order and line items. If there are errors, the OMS resolves it manually and resubmits the process. Now, what we look at is the Siebel screen where the bulk request is captured. The top applet captures the bulk order header details, which includes the name and the user ID to whom notifications are to be sent. The next applet, which is the action set applet, captures the detail of the account for whom the bulk request is being raised. It also includes the type value like add or modify. At the bottom we have two applets. The left applet captures the services that the bulk request would act upon, and on the right applet would be the action and the product details. As discussed earlier, new objects have been introduced for bulk request. It also uses the existing asset-based order infrastructure. This slide shows the different entities which are used for bulk orders. The one in blues are the new entities for bulk orders, and the one in orange are the existing order entities. The blues, which include bulk request header, bulk request action set, bulk request actions, instance, and exceptions. In the next few slides, we will look at the various steps to be performed to capture bulk request. There are 6 major steps to be performed for bulk request. 1. Create the bulk request header. Enter or import the bulk request details. Validate the request. Submit the request. If there are any exceptions, manage them and resubmit the process. As part of the bulk request header creation, the request name, the user to whom the notification are to be created, and if there are any comments are captured. The second step would be to define action sets, users, and action. In case of new orders, the product configurator can be leveraged for customizing products in the actions applet. As mentioned earlier, the details can also be imported via XML templates. Action set applet groups related actions and instances. The child type is specified in this applet to be either service ID or contact ID. The scope of the action set is also specified. In the instance applet, the instance to be added or changed is specified. Based on the child type selected in the action set applet, the instances can be users or services. Different actions are specified at the action applet. The actions like add, update, delete, resume of base product, upgrade base product, add, update, or delete a product component. Updates includes changes to field values and attribute values as well. The bulk request consolidates the action to optimize the line item generation. We will look in details during the test cases. The next step is to validate the bulk request. The validation process can be invoked by 2 ways. On click of the validate button on the header applet, or when the request is submitted. The bulk request handles 2 types of exception: pre-generation and line generation. Pre-generation validates for any exceptions before the order line items are created. It also captures any exceptions that would happen while line generation. Also evaluates the validity of action sets, users, and action. For example, invalid account name, contact does not exist in the account, or invalid product name specified in the action. The validation happens in a sequence. If action set fails validation, instances and actions will not be evaluated. Bulk request is submitted by clicking on the Submit button on the header applet. This would set the status of the request to queue. As mentioned earlier, bulk request submit process is asynchronous. The validation happens during the bulk request process as well. The submit functionality processes the action for each instance of each action set. It updates the status of the header to complete once the job is done. If there are exceptions, then the status is updated to partial processed. It also notifies the user accordingly. All the exceptions generated are available in the bulk request exception view. Click on the Clear button after handling the process. This acknowledges that the process has been handled. Click on the Reset button to change the status to process. This status enables the bulk request to be resubmitted. These are some of the exceptions that have been listed out. Customer account or service account associated with action set is not valid. Service account is not a child of the customer account. The user does not exist, or the user is not associated with the customer or service account. The product that was selected does not exist. In case of modify, the asset that is being tried to be modified does not exist. The component to be deleted or updated does not exist in the asset. The value of the field to update is not valid. The value of the attribute to update is not valid. Configuration of asset violates product definition constraints. And an unprocessed order exists to disconnect the asset. These are the known exceptions which are handled by the bulk request. Resubmit process is done by clicking on the Submit button. This triggered the submit process once again. However, during resubmit process, it only processes the action set, actions, and users with status of to progress and partial progress. Now, let us look at some of the enhancements that was introduced as part of ACR 499. The ACR is supported from 8.2.1 and 8.1.1.4 versions of Siebel. These are some of the key enhancements that has been introduced by ACR 499. Account group specification. This helps in the B2C scenario that we discussed earlier. Enable quote order validation during bulk request. Bulk promotion upgrade and disconnect is also supported. New action sets like agreements and network has been introduced. You can also create bulk codes using this enhancements. Bulk orders can also be submitted to the downstream system for fulfillment. This can be done from the bulk request queue. So what are the key benefits? As mentioned, business to customer bulk orders can be supported with this enhancement. Apply consistent order validation during bulk order generation. It provides a complete bulk order solution. It has more automation and enhanced usability. Let us look at details about account group specification. Bulk request is easy to use for single account. If action spans across multiple accounts, there is no easy way to create list and feed to bulk request module. So what is the solution? Well, the solution is to use list management and analytics capabilities to drive bulk request input from mass market. Use existing account or contact list to define impacted parties, or use new asset list to define which assets need mass changes. Leverage existing bulk request capabilities to process the request once the input data is defined. Let us look at the process flow. Again, in this we have two actors, the marketing manager and the OMS, the order management specialist. The marketing manager identifies the customer based on assets, agreement, address, or data from analytics. Creates account, contact, or asset lists. The details are shared with the OMS, who creates the bulk orders header. The OMS also creates the action set template with list. It also creates action for action sets. Then clicks on the explode button. The application creates the action set instances and action. The OMS then validates and submits the bulk request. Now, let us look step-by-step details on how the account group selection is done. The first step is to create the account, contact, or asset list. This can be done either by list management or analytics. Uses existing account and contact list or create new asset list. The next step is to select the list in the action set template view and define actions to perform on all the list members to add, update, suspend, resume, or delete. In the action set template, click on the explode button to create action set, instances, and actions for the bulk request. Administrator can modify instances or action if necessary. And the next steps are similar to what we have discussed earlier. That is, validate the bulk request, submit the request, manage exception, and resubmit the process. With ACR 499, some of the entities have been modified. As the color indicates, these are the ones which have been modified. Orange, as we have seen earlier, are the existing order management entities, and blue, the bulk request entities. One of the major enhancements with ACR 499 is the use of promotion in bulk request as a complete solution. Let us look at some of the business scenarios. Scenario 1. To add a promotion. Englewood Fire Station decides to offer Millennium Max 500 promotion that includes wireless service with 500 free minutes and Daytech 300 phone to its 30 firefighters. Let us look at the second scenario, which is of an upgrade promotion. Competitive pressure requires cont'd to upgrade all Millennium Max 500 promotion customers to Millennium Max 900 promotion. Scenario 3 of an added promotion. Add an optional benefit of the promotion to selected loyal customers. The enhancements support promotions which allow, add, modify, upgrade, and disconnect actions on promotion. In Actions applet, use base product for adding new promotion. Use component product for selecting components of promotion. Use upgrade promotion field for promotion upgrade and use prod prom ID field to associate product promotion to existing products. Another major enhancement has been the support of creating quotes using bulk request. A new drop-down option to define the mode has been provided on the header applet, where the mode can be either order or quote depending on the requirement. New view also has been added to display quotes that are created from the bulk request. Other enhancements include two new child types for the action set. One, agreement, the other, network. Additional functionality to integrate with AIA to support order submission for fulfillment has also been included. Now, let us look at a few test cases on how to add, modify, and how to use promotion in bulk request. Navigate to the bulk request screen and create the header record and specify request name, notify user, and comments. Also select the mode to be either quote or order. Drill down on the request name and in the action set specify account, service account, due date, and comment for the action set. Set the type as new. Add the users or services in the instance applet. In the action applet, select the customizable product in the base product field and click on the Customize button to launch the configurator and customize the product. Once done, validate and submit the request. Check for any exceptions, resolve it, and resubmit the process as required. Let us look at the second test case to modify services. Navigate to the bulk request screen and create the header record and specify request name, notify user, and comments. Also select the mode to either quote or order. specify account, service account, due date, and comment for the action set. Set the type to modify. In the instance applet, select the asset to be modified. Now, let us look at the various modification action scenarios. To add a component, set the action code as add and select the base product. Component can be added by specifying the hierarchical path of the component. To remove a component, set the action code to delete and specify the component to be removed. To remove a base product, set the action code to delete and specify the base product to be deleted. To update field, set the action code to update, specify name of the order line item field to be updated in the field column. New value of the field should be provided in the value column. As part of modify, even the attribute values can be changed. For that, set the action to update. In the attribute field, select the attribute name, and in the attribute value field, select the new value. Once done, validate and submit the request, and check for any exceptions, resolve it and resubmit. To add a promotion, let us consider a test case where a promotion Millennium Max 500 package has to be added, where we need to add a product promotion wireless service and add a product component SMS 100. As discussed earlier, navigate to the bulk request screen and create the header record and specify a request name, notify user, and comments. Well, we have three options to achieve our requirement. Option 1, the first sequence should be added to add the base product wireless service with action as add. Here, I would like to take you to the actual application and demonstrate all the three options. I would be sharing my desktop in which I have the application. I have already created three examples for our creation of ad promotion. I will quickly run through all the three cases. This is my first option where the first action with sequence 1 has been defined with action code add, and I've selected the wireless service as the base product. The next sequence should be to add the product component SMS 100. This is specified in the component product field. At the end, to specify the promotion, set the action to update, select the base product, which is wireless service, and in the field name column, provide the promotion field, which is prod name, enter the promotion name, promotion Millennium Max 500 package, and the field value of the action set. Now, if you look at the order that was created, you see all the three products being added. We have the promotion, the base product, and the product component. If you look at the promotion name, this has been associated. This is one of the options which can be adopted for our business requirement. Now, let me go demonstrate another option to do the same. In the action applet, the first sequence is to add the promotion by selecting the promotion in the base product field. The second sequence is to add the promotion product, which is wireless service, with action code as add. The third sequence is to select the base product wireless service and select the component SMS. The action here is specified as update. Now, if we look at the order that was created, we can see all the three: the product, the promotion, and the product component. We also have the promotion associated to the base product. The above two options allows to add simple product component. However, if the product customization is complex and you need to add more details from the product configurator, then the configurator can be launched for this. Let us look at the details. The first sequence is to add the promotion. This can be done with an action code as add, and select the promotion name in the base product field. The second sequence is to add the promotion product, that is wireless service, with action code as add. Once done, select the promotion product and launch the product configurator. Here, you can add the product. These are the three options that we saw for our requirements. And as per the previous process we discussed, once done, validate and submit the request. Check for any exceptions, resolve it, and resubmit as required. Let us look at the product availability. Bulk request was first made available for a particular customer on 7826 fixed pack. It was provided as an ACR. The installation included DLLs, some zip files, XML, some administrative data, and the documentation. Later, it was made available as a GA on 811. It was available as part of the base product. This was backported to 8.0.0.6. However, it is recommended to use 8.0.0.8. The enhancement for bulk request, which we have discussed, was offered by applying ACR 499. The ACR was made available from 8.1.1.4 and 8.2.1. Now, as you know, with the latest released version 8.1.1.10, the ACR 499 repository objects are available once the incremental repository merge utility is run. This slide has some additional information about COM application, some Oracle education site, bookshelf document to refer for bulk request, and at the end there is a document ID which includes all the known issues on bulk request. Right. With this we come to the end of my presentation. Now I will hand it over back to Suranda for any questions. Suranda, over to you.
Thank you, Morale. Great job on that presentation. We'll open up our Q&A in just a moment. So please use the chat feature or the phone lines at this time to let us know that you have a question. Tiara, can you assist me in providing instructions for posting a question via the phone lines to our audience, please?
Certainly. If you would like to ask an audio question, simply press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad.
While we wait for your questions, please note that within 48 hours, the download streaming link and the PDF for this presentation will be posted on My Oracle Support. The document ID number for that, again, is 740-966.1. As a reminder, if you think of a question after this presentation ends, please just send me an email. It's sharonda.pettit@oracle.com, and I'll post that back in the chat box for you in a second. And I'll forward that question on to the presenter to answer on a one-off basis. Tiara, do we have any questions over the phone line at this time?
There are no audio questions.
Okay. I did get a couple of questions via the chat. Morale, I'm going to read a couple of these off to you.
Okay.
Is the Excel format predefined? And if so, from where can we generate it?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. Yeah, the Excel format is predefined, so it's a template. This is available with the package ACR 499. So it is, to answer your question, yes, it is predefined.
Okay. The next question that I have over the chat. During update, does it take care of adding free DAS products added recently?
I suppose, if I understand this question, we are discussing about an update which will be added, is to add new WAS products. I think it should be, as we discussed in the presentation, it should be.
Okay, thank you. And the third question, it's a long one. Let me see if I can walk through it here with you. We have an experience that during bulk request submit, there's a ABO bulk request. Prepare action, set sub-process workflow call. This should query if there is an order created for an action set, and if not, create on. But in our case, during the query order step, new order record has been created, and as there are no mandatory data on the input, this attempt failed. Also, we do not have any information about failure in the exception screen. What causes this behavior?
I think this is a pretty long question. I'm not sure if I will be able to answer over the chat. But yeah, this is.
Would it be better if the individual that posted this question asked this question via the phone line?
I would rather say, Sarana, this includes a lot of information, and what I would suggest to the user would be to raise a service request with our technical team, because we need to understand what is wrong that is happening in this case. But yes, to answer part of the question was, we don't see any exception in the screen, then I'm presuming this error would be present in the application logs.
Do you know where they can find those log files?
Yes, they can definitely find the logs in the Siebel server log folders. They will definitely find them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but I would still suggest them if to raise a service request so that we can access them over a service request.
Okay. Martin said that they do have the log files and they will contact Oracle support. Thanks a lot, Martin. That's great. Okay. Tiara, I'm going to bounce back to you to see if we have any more questions over the phone lines that we can take.
There are no audio questions.
Okay. Morale, I think I have a follow-up question to an earlier question I asked. Let's see if we can get this one out. We may have to have the individual come on the phone line too, as it is a long one as well. I think this is a question about during the updates, does it take care of adding the free DAS products? I mean, the promotion has been updated, and in Siebel, and now during bulk requests, the external system was not aware of the VAS product. In general, when I click on Add Promotion under Orders, there it would automatically add the VAS product. So would that be added through bulk order request?
Okay. See, these steps are not similar as in the orders. So now I got the complete question. So in the order screen, when you add your promotion, the VAS product gets added automatically. But in the bulk request, we saw a different approach. I'm not sure it is a good idea if I can go back to my screen and show you. Or maybe I should go back and show you how to add that product. I'll quickly share my desktop again. Yeah, this is the example that you're actually looking at. So the default product, say assume is the SMS 100, does not get added automatically. These are the 3 steps that has to be followed. So you need to add a base product, you need to add another sequence to add your product component, and then you should add your promotion. That will resolve your issue. So you'll have a similar structure as what you see in the sales order. Hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Morales. And I got a thanks back from the person that submitted that question.
Okay.
Okay. I have another question coming in over the chat. We use relationships to designate purchasing groups. Can we use accounts in a relationship instead of list management to indicate which accounts are part of a bulk request?
I think as to specify different accounts, we need to use by list management as indicated. That is the limited options. However, I would like to still explore. So maybe we'll try to include this in the Q&A FAQ document, which will be attached to the presentation.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. I have another question. It looks like in the chat box. Vanilla Siebel supports few action codes, update, delete, suspend, etc. Is it possible to customize to include custom action codes based on a requirement?
I would assume yes, you can do that, but then there would need a lot of customization even to your normal order process. But yeah, definitely we can add new action codes.
Okay. My chat box is clear right now. I'm going to go back to Tiara. Any questions over the phone line for us, Tiara?
There are no audio questions.
Okay. All right. Last chance. Any more questions over the chat or audio at this point?
To ask an audio question, press star 1. There are no audio questions.
All right. Thank you so very much, Tiara. Okay, and it looks like I am in the clear here as well on the chat box. Okay, so I'm going to conclude the Q&A portion of the webcast at this point. Thank you again, Morales, for taking those questions. I appreciate it. Before we bring today's webcast to a close, I would like to share some additional information with you. Morales, if you could go to the next slide, please. Thank you. The Proactive Capabilities portfolio is included in your Premier Support Agreement. Exploring how to get proactive is important because it can lower your organization's costs by preventing problems. Getting proactive also reduces risk and maximizes uptime. When problems do occur, you can get faster resolutions. Avoiding problems is even faster Proactive tools help you determine which patches you need to avoid conflicts. Upgrade advisors help you through the step-by-step process. Discussions in My Oracle Support Community will let you hear what other customers say about patches and give you lessons learned from their experiences that can help you avoid problems. To learn more, please explore the KM note that's indicated here, KM note number 432.1. You'll discover more about the Getting Proactive. And if you have any questions, you can contact the Proactive team. Their email address is listed there, getproactive_ww@oracle.com. Next slide, please. This is just a reminder that the current advisor webcast schedule and archive recordings can be found on our new portal using the doc number that's listed there, 740966.1. Next slide, please. Here's a look at the new portal. Welcome to the Advisor Webcast program. To get started, what you would do is select a product area from the drop-down list box that you see listed there. So you would select Siebel. Next slide, please. And then by product area, you can view the current schedule and register for an upcoming webcast. You can also view past recordings maintained in the archive tab that you see listed there. And in 48 hours, this is the area you would want to go back to get a download copy of this presentation and the recording. Next slide. So thanks to Morali, Bethany, and thanks to everyone for joining today's Oracle Advisor Webcast session. We hope you found this session valuable, and we look forward to you joining us again. Please enjoy the remainder of your day. This does conclude today's Oracle Advisor Webcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That does conclude today's conference call. You may now disconnect.